Season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Desk, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Here we are, people. All right, just checking. How are you doing? How was the weekend? Whole Patrick can't feel to discussing the people. Yeah, man. Big up everybody. Please remember to like the stream, share the live, give the video a thumbs up, people. Yeah, man. Give the video a thumbs up. All right. Big up yourself, Fresh. Fresh got in the building. Adrian Russell. Big up to all the folks that are on already. Yeah, man, you know the thing going up. Big up on yourself. We have Diamond League coming up. Many Diamond League. We have World Championship coming up. Yeah, man, we have senior trials coming up. Senior, junior trials coming up. Yeah, man, some great things going to be happening on this platform. You know what I mean? And big up to the persons who continue to support the thing, who continue to show that they rate what is happening over here on the Coach's Desk. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself, my people. All right, so we have a good discussion. I don't want to be long this evening in this one. We have a nice discussion lineup for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Fresh God, big up, Capo in the building. No, you probably who goes there? All right, so yeah, people, we're gonna be talking about the juniors, top juniors that have gone pro. You understand? Peter Martin, yeah, man, big up yourself. These top juniors have gone pro, my people. And of course, we want to review the Racers Grand Prix. You know, I was in the stands and wasn't a bad show. Our showcase of athletic prowess. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So it wasn't bad at all. The weather slowed up things, but in the same breath, I mean, it did not cramp the mood and what transpired at the National Stadium. Yeah? Some big performance. Where is Fabian? Fabian! Forward and center of Fabian. Forward and center Fabian. Hey, everything track say Fabian are the worst predictor. Boy. Fabian, the man, them say are the worst predictor. So we have Peter Martin in the building. Big up yourself. I look if me did see you, but didn't. Yeah, man, me did there in a place, man. But when we there in a VIP section, where they still in Adrian. I never bother. Well, I didn't get that document or accreditation that I needed to be on the cycle track. But we get VIP treatment, same way. If you see some of my videos, people, big up yourself. Hey, track boss, I see you. Me know you follow people in a track boss. When time I post me things them in a track boss, you follow some people, you know. You follow some people, track boss. Me no expect that of you, track boss. Time to get that bug right now. Suffering not easy. It's that simple. You in trap boss, you follow some people on the videos them when me dropping up. Yeah, man, me know you follow some people. Jordan, what go on? Nah, man, me nah sit with no prime minister, man. Mad. Nah sit, but a VIP is still. But we nah sit with no prime minister. If the prediction was easy, a lot of people would be millionaires through sports betting. So cut Fabian some like, no, I don't really mean the part. Me no beat Fabian, you know. Everything track have a problem with Fabian prediction. Double Olympic chat. Who you hear that from? Rumors them a spread upon the dread. Me don't know about that. So that another line that we did the Adrian. Another line that we did there. You know. If listen, people, you can go on Coach's Desk, Sports JA, the next channel, and watch all of the videos them. So if you have not yet subscribed to that channel, please go over there. We try to give all the videos, the actual races and so forth on that channel. You understand? So you can go over there and check out what is happening. If you miss the race, you can watch them there. Tell a friend to tell a friend about that channel. We need 200 and odd to reach 1,000 subscribers. So may I ask you, just go over there and run it up, no man. Rob Smith, get some of your colleagues in them, man. Run up that man. Yeah, Rob Smith. Me not sure about that, you know. What I'm saying, if it is so, it is something that is coming, not going. So quite frankly, you hear about it. But for now, we don't know speculation thing. Anthony, big up yourself. Philly, your advice, big up yourself. Bridget, no follow Jack. Don't follow Jack. Fabian Moya can take on Rob Smith. Look, Rob Smith will throw some jabs at you. Who in here think Sherika wouldn't run 10-7? And that start left me speechless. Yeah, man, the start the bad. Sherika get a very brilliant start. If Sherika forget that, you know. Blake, what go on? What there, Blake? What go on, Blake? Everything mucho. All right, so we need to look back on some of those races before. Hey, you see you fear spot, you dash more, you know. You dash more like rice water, you know, fear spot. No, sir. You know what, Rob Smith, you know when they wash the rice and then throw the water. Yeah, man. Dash more like rice water, man. People, hold on there. Loot. Yeah, my people. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. I drop the link, man. I drop the link. I don't know where Fabian there. Fabian. People, I say, where is Fabian? You know? I don't know them rumors that come from still, you know. All right, so we pin the link there. What was the highlight of that Racers Grand Prix, though? I see Wally something that come up, you know. There was a nice race. There was nice races, but on the future, I would like to see Shelly and Elaine at this meet. All right. Jupiter Saturn, big up herself. Yeah, man, she deal with that wicked. What you say? Chat boss, Antonio Watson, 4475. Yeah, man. Big run. What happened to Kajan Golson? 44.9. Isn't that a big feat as well? The GC Foster, man. Coach, why you don't show the races? You post comments on races. Listen, RDD, I have a next channel, Coach's Desk, Sports JA. Go on that channel and you see all the races. Right now, this live is on that channel simultaneously. Yeah, so you can check it out. What time did Cherika run when got walked down by Richardson? Man say walk down. Yo, Philly, you advise. What kind of walk down you talk about? Too much pull and go on like contraception. But you not argued fierce. I me started, you know. Me started. So don't tell me that. But what if? What if? Well, on the day of the meet, the Racers Grand Prix, Shelly was on live with one of her club mates, and she did indicate that she'll be running soon. So, of course, soon and very soon. You understand? Rico too hot. Big up yourself on that super chat. He's saying Suffer and Alien will run soon, folks, in due time. Yeah, man. That'll go on, man. What kind of breaking news? Which breaking news, Jordan? Big up Fabian anyway, there you are. Elaine and Shelly. Then it, well on. The people have not asked what go on. Twinkle said the 400 meter, 1078. Noah 1961. It's not 1961, 1967. There was a Jamaican who ran 40. Yeah, man. That's Kadrian Goldston, the college man from GC Foster. I think that was a big run, you know. We said Jordan, she looked double Olympic champ, world champion. That me hear people are saying, no. Michael can be returned. Yeah, Michael was a very good run too. Me not understand. RDD, me not understand what you say. What go on, Akil, what you say? We not hear Akil. Me not understand what RDD say. Somebody help me now.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we are hearing now.
You hear me now? I don't know why this always give problems, when I come on. You hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. You hear me now?
I think a Zandrian in the something there, you know. In the 400, Zandrian, not Cajun. Yeah, man, I think a Zandrian. Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, man, you hear me now? Better?
Yeah.
All right, good. Nice. Yeah, I was actually correcting you to say that it wasn't Kadrian who ran the 400.
It
He
was
PB'd in
Zandrian.
100.
Who run the
Man,
400?
different person.
Hold
But
on, me can't find it.
Kadrian did remember. I don't remember his name at this time, but he ran. I just remember the time he ran 44.90.
Mm-hmm. Like, you need to find a sound engineer, you know.
I don't think the sound is the problem. I think it's the net. Okay, why I can't fight it. And they're very close to the modem too, you know.
Zandrian Barnes is his name. Zandrian Barnes. A GC Foster man.
Mm, yeah,
Go
man.
ahead now.
I'm run 44.90.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying like he's a person run 44.90, yeah, man. But I was very impressed with Kadrian. Kadrian, well, although Christian Coleman looked like him did ease up towards the end of the race, but Kadrian did put local pressure upon on Christian, you know.
Yeah, man, input pressure upon him, man. You see, if he had gotten a fairly decent start, Christian Coleman at the bullet man. We see if Kadrian got a good start, he probably would have pressure something there more, you know. But he was closing. So which performance would have been the performance of the night for you?
He 10.78.
No, Jordan, and no consultancy. See me have the information on my phone there. I don't know if I can pick it up. Nah, I don't know if I can pick it up. But the cap, see it up on my phone, brother. All of the man they run forward for. No consultancy fee. Don't bother with it. Yeah, talk to me now, Akil.
Yeah, man. The 10.78. 10.78 seconds was the most impressive on the night. And it was
Mm-hmm.
most impressive because you know, I went on Facebook, went on a track and field group and make a big prediction. Still standing by that prediction when it comes down to Sharika. I think she's going to have a huge drop in her 100-meter PB, and that drop may result in her being the new world record holder in the event.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. But
yeah,
one
man.
RDD is saying
Let me
that.
tell you something. Let me tell you.
Hold
Let
on.
me justify.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
hmm
Go
I
ahead,
was
man.
saying that. Let me justify why I think she's gonna break the world record. Sharika, this would be her third season, her third, what you call it, your third official season in the 100 meters, although she did run 100 meters in 2018. But this will be her third official season in the 100 meters. And given her rapid progression in the event, I do believe that she will have a huge drop in her PB. Now, last year in 2021, she opened her season with 11:22, and then went on to run 10.76. Last year, she opened her season with 11:0 and went on to run 10.71. And she opened her season this year with 10.80. That were record dead like dog. Yeah, man. I think she's
Well,
gonna break the world record in the 100-meter this year.
but one RDD said that he thought that was a clear false start at the Racers Grand Prix. Now, you believe that, or I just shock him? Him can't understand say uh Sherika Jackson would have gotten such an immaculate start.
What I realize, and this is something I realized from even from the Akim, the gun. the hearing of the gun, with regards to the television and so forth, it sometimes seems as if the gun is a little bit delayed. The sound of the gun is a little bit delayed, so that's why it would appear that the athletes are false starting. So I can see where he's coming from. When it comes on to
You
that
mean
start
if
from
he's watching
Sharika.
on the
But
television
the same,
or if he was there live?
if he's watching on the television, if he was watching on television, I can understand where he's coming from. Because on the television, the sound of the gun sometimes, so it's sometimes delayed, and I saw that for the Akeem Blake race as well.
No, man, the Akeem Blake race was a false start, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, man, I claim me in a stadium and see that. I
All
claim
right, fair
false
enough.
start. Me
But
in
yeah,
a
man,
stadium and see Sherika won, it no look false start to me.
she didn't false start, but I can understand why you would think that she false started.
Man just that is basically not only demeriting what Sherika did in it, it's also a matter of putting aside and really turning your head against the starters and their integrity. Because I mean, if they have a system working with
That is true.
and that system
Yeah, man,
has some
it was a
issues,
clean start.
of course they would have called it back. You understand? So we can't agree with RDD on that. But of course, I don't know RDD are the controversial one, you know. You see me I say? So the thing said. But let's look at Antonio Watson's
Mhm.
44.7. He has been running some fast 200 meters. The same thing with
And 150.
right, and the same thing with what's his name? Rasheen McDonald. But Rasheen McDonald has not hit that form or transition that 200 meter to the 400 meter. But from Antonio Watson look, I certainly believe he can go to 44 too.
Mhm.
What say you?
It- quick question. Quick question. Is Rashid McDonald sitting low?
If he's what?
You hearing me?
If he's what?
Are you hearing me? Are really
No,
that
I didn't
fast?
hear. I didn't hear the question.
You're not
Boy,
hearing me?
every time you come back, you
I
know
don't know
what me
what's
always
going
a
on.
hear if you're not hearing me. But me not hear nothing else. But me always a hear you're not hearing me.
Oh, sorry. I was I was, I was asking if it's 200 meter, if the 200-meter times that he's been running, if they're really that fast.
By his standard, where he's coming from, 20.6, 20 point, yeah, fairly
Okay.
decent time, man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. By his standards. Okay. No problem. We'll work with that.
Remember,
But
this man
yes,
is a 43.
yeah,
This man is a
very impressive
43
from
9
Antonio.
runner, you know. Don't get it twisted, you know.
And
Put some respect for the man name, you know. He's a 43 9 runner.
I know,
Oh,
I know, I know it's a 43-9 runner. But yes, very impressive run. Very, very impressive run. Um, especially at this time of the season. I think when you know that trials is 1 month away, and he's running 44-7, it really bodes well for him. If he stays injury free, I think he's going to run really fast come trials. So yeah, man, very impressive.
yeah, man, definitely, man, definitely. I think
Person
it
The person who caught my eye, wait, sorry about that, the person who caught my eye though was Mr. Clark. 45-2,
yes,
400-meter
yes.
hurdler.
Hey, you know,
Right.
say I saw serious running that though, Akil. When you look on
I
this
mean, I
brother,
tell
you know, I saw 48 He got a trajectory in the pan right now, you know. People don't understand what he did, you know. 45-2 for a 4 hurdler. And a joke thing. Him just want to get his pattern, his cadence right when it comes into the 4 hurdle, his rhythm right. Trust me, that gonna be very dangerous. Very dangerous.
He's faster than Jahil in the 400.
Yeah. Jail about 46 something.
18. 18.
And this man are 45-2. This a serious running, brethren. Roshan Clark, the Austin Sealy Award at the just recently concluded Carifta Games. This youth is, listen, a man can, a matter of fact, he must can make the team. Who is there to beat
the
him?
team, man?
Who is there to beat him? Can Jail beat him?
Can make the team.
A Jail training partner now.
Well, you have Jahil. Quick question: Jahil is at Boogie Johnson?
He's at what? He's not in Jamaica training anymore.
He's training with Boogie Johnson, the hurdles coach.
Who said that?
I'm not sure because based on his social media, I'm not sure. Because I see him with Anjanette, and I know Anjanette is coached by Boogie Johnson.
Oh, so I'm probably the other camp there.
And based on his social media,
yeah, a whole switching Jail go on
I
with
don't
them,
know.
you know.
That's why I asked.
A whole switching him go on with, you know.
But if he's at Boogie Johnson, that's a good camp.
Because Anjanette is doing pretty well too, you know. Hey, the 400 hurdles are champs. Champs are really champs. Are trials, you know. It's gonna be dangerous, you know, on the female side, you know. Serious running are gonna take place. You know? You have a Cheyenne, you have Rochelle Clayton, Anjanette Knight, and what's her name? Rhonda White. Yo, serious running.
And Genevieve Russell.
Genevieve Russell. Somebody's
probably going to run 43 and not make the team.
In the 400 meter?
400 meter hurdles.
If you run...
No, 53.
Oh, come here, I say 43, brother. What you talk say? That's why I say for 400. If you run 43 in the 400, you have to make the team.
53, man.
Jordan says, I see Roshan Clark winning world champs and Olympic medals. Now you the fearless still, you know, him have a fast, you know, man. That I think, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that the 4 hurdles deep. 400 meter hurdles deep.
Yeah, man, it deep, man. Yeah, Jail is training in Texas.
400 meter hurdles deep, man. Deep. Like you have to be thinking 47. You have to be thinking 47 low, like 47 to possibly medal. And then if you have a season where you have a fit Benjamin, a fit Karsten, and a fit Masters and Samba. Oh God. I mean, I've run 46 to even smell a medal. So 400 hurdles is well deep.
So they said Jail ran 48.5 season best this past weekend. And that is not a good trajectory for him. If he continues, then 47 is gonna be the next move for him. You understand? So we'll look for that. Rashawn Clark will be a star in the
Did
earliest,
someone
remember?
confirm in the comment section that he's training overseas?
Yeah. They say he's training in Texas. Well, go on, Fabian. I know City
Bless
jersey
up.
that saying, brother.
No, sir. You're
Oh,
mad.
me
With
think I
City.
citizen jersey I wear, brother. Cause but I just exited from the live, you know.
Don't want me change and go put on my Arsenal jersey, you know, 'cause I'm
No,
sitting and look for one right now.
no bother with that, man. No bother with that.
And
No, don't
three
bother with that.
different Arsenal jerseys in my arms length right now, me can put on. So don't
No
bother with
bother
it.
with that. That no word if you
Alright.
go on the show tonight. Is that what I'm saying? So I
Well,
go
me
on.
late.
We
What
are
miss?
talking
Me late.
about we are talking about the four hurdlers, Clark and Hyde. We're just
Russian Clark and
speaking
Joel Hyde.
about we're just speaking about what Roshan did this past weekend is quite exciting. 45-2 over that 400 meters. I think it is I'm stuttering right now, but it is something immaculate, something marvelous that he has done, and it argues well for him going into the four hurdles. All right, big up yourself, Everton Edwards. What him say? And coach, good night to those who in the dark of thoughts still find the strength to turn on it. All right. Hold on. What is something to them there? What it where are our hey, we need the wrench people then to get rid of them two people, you know. Wrench people, work. Get rid of them two name there. All right. Even the Everton Edwards, the man. Move up, move up. Oh, our Everton Edwards a real person.
Why this is giving me some?
Okay, okay. All right. So yeah, what do you think about Rashan's performance?
Alright. Rushan is one of those. I think in a few years he will be our top 400 meter hurdler. I've been watching him compete for the past 2 or so years, and he has been making a lot of improvement. I also know that his mentor is Hyde,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think it's only a matter of time before he surpasses Hyde based on his projections right now. I know Hyde also ran over the weekend, ran 48 over the weekend. So I'm hoping Rushan can make it to the World Champs. I think that would be a good springboard for his career.
Yeah, man. What is your performance of the championship or of the Grand Prix?
For me, um, I would say Antonio's 44 PB.
Mm,
Think it was 44.75
yeah.
somewhere there. Um, Everybody know Antonio's an athlete that I really admire a lot, and I gave him a nickname Old Truck because I don't know if you remember when he was gearing down at champs in the 200 beta. And in my groups and my friends know I call him Old Truck. And the Old Truck is back doing the 400 meters, which I believe is his best event. He stayed away from it for about 2 years. And what I really love about it is
Who
that
is
he's
that?
owning it. Who?
Mm.
Antonio Watson.
Oh, me never hear the name.
Oh yeah, man. Antonio
Me think
Watson,
you did
man.
switch to somebody else. Okay.
No, sir. That's my performance at the Grand Prix. Everything else, I think, um, we expected. Noah did say he's looking to run faster than 19.7. So everything else, I think, went according to script, except for I expected Van Niekerk to run sub 45 just the same. I didn't know if Watson was gonna run the 400 or the 200, and that was a pleasant surprise. But to see him finally line up in the 400 and produce a personal best by 1 second. So that was my race at the Grand Prix.
Hmm. Your friend RDD says Sherika fast start.
Sherika false start. Yo, that is
I
one of the
say
best
fast and
starts.
it mash up RDD meds, man. That man.
And you know what's the worst part about it? Sherika did not get the best start of the lap. Kemba Nelson got the best start of the lap
Mm-hmm.
because Kemba was out like a rocket. That's another one I'm watching closely to, because yes, remember what I said about Kemba? Her times are dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Her times are dropping too. See, she get back her start now. So she just needs to work on the finish. So her race is coming together slowly but surely. But Sherika didn't pass that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good meat. I like Michael Campbell's, even though it wasn't a sub 10 run. I think I like his running purely
Oh
because
yeah,
of where he's
yeah,
coming from, the accident that
yeah,
he had, and him come back and put in a very good performance.
yeah.
It
That
was
that that was a
emotional
very
for him.
good thing.
The fastest he has run in many years.
Isn't it like 0.1 of a second outside his PB? It was what 10:08
Mm-hmm.
and his PB is 10:07. I was really happy for Michael Campbell and Tyler Mason.
Tyler Mason. But the win just give it Tyler Mason,
They
man.
win just .3 win, just give it. But
Jeez.
he knows the belief to know that it is in his legs to run that fast.
Yeah, man,
So, but
definitely.
I'm super happy for Tyler Mason also.
Toby
And
Amison is
Tyler
back.
Mason, man. Tyler is in my camp, so me have a little bit biased towards Tyler.
Yeah. Toby Amison is back.
I mean, I wouldn't say back, but I predicted her to win. Remember, I said that based on the field, she would win.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that she's back.
But her time is down.
Yeah, but she will start running faster and faster as the season progresses. So she's slowly but surely getting there. The next time I expect her to probably drop to a 12.3 or a low 12.4 and then gradually chop down closer to her. I don't know if she will get back to that world record mark she set last year, but she's definitely ready to start running fast at this part of the season.
Definitely. Um, in the hurdles, Kerika pulled up. Not a good sight, but it looks like something is wrong with her foot. I hope it's not a muscle situation, but to me it seems as if she was favoring her foot rather than any area of muscle in my estimation.
Yeah. I mean, and when you get an injury and you can walk yourself off, that's normally a good sign.
But I
Mhm.
zoomed in and I saw her lifting her foot. So the close to the ball of her foot was not touching the ground. She was like walking on the side of her foot.
Oh, so you think it's probably an ankle injury?
Well, if it was ankle, she could not twist it and a walk on the side like that. More like a foot bottom
Oh,
problem, I don't know.
foot bottom problem.
So
I'm not. Hopefully she's fine. Hopefully she's fine because I have her to be among the mix going to Budapest.
Mm, yeah, man, definitely. Which other event?
I want to make a point.
Go ahead.
I want to make a point on the 100-meter hurdles. No,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to Toby Amusan, I'm not worried about her because one, she'll be ready. I think when you compare her, when you compare her last year to where she is right now, she's at the same place. Last year she was
Mhm.
last year this time she was running 12.5. So I think she is. I think she's trending, towards where she cutting down that time, right? So I'm not worried about her. I think it's very clear that she and her coach have a very clear plan, working on different aspects of their race. But guess what? She's a world record holder, so you're gonna have this um, high expectation of her to come and dominate every single race. But she'll be fine. As it relates to Karika, to be honest, I know Kariko only just run the first. She only run the first part of the race, but I'm encouraged by what I saw. She was willing to attack the hurdle. When she raced against Megan Topper first time in one of the meetings, she wasn't that aggressive out of the blocks, and she came up on Megan Topper towards the latter end of her race. So the fact that she started the race attacking the hurdles, I think it's a good sign. But of course, the injury and so forth. I really hope that she just get some time to just sit down, relax, and she's able to train, in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. Megan Tapper. What really transpired with her in that race? She came third. Um, didn't look that bad, but didn't. I'm not certain if she had. It's not one of her better races, in my estimation.
I think it was an okay race, but not necessarily a good race. Um, I also remember that she started working with Walcott now, so I think she's still in that phase, learning
Hmm.
with the new coach and all of that. So they are learning each other, and so I'll give her a pass. But based on experience, I would have her making that trip to Budapest, especially with the fact that Brittany's out.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves the door wide open for our sprint hurdlers. The fact that Brittany's out, the door is wide open for us, our sprint hurdlers to get there. Any three can make it.
Yeah,
No,
that yeah.
the door not so
The door is
wide
not wide
open.
open.
You know, so wide
Nope.
open.
Because you have Akira,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Ants. I
Demisha.
think Ants is gonna have a good season based on the races that I've seen
Daniel.
from
Uh-huh.
Ants.
Akira,
Um,
Daniel. Oh, Demisha.
Denisha Roswell, that Denisha Roswell. She's. I wouldn't say that she's um. I wouldn't say She probably make finals, but I wouldn't see her as somebody who would get that third place. Sleeping on Amoy Brown. Amoy Brown is a contender for that. I think that the battle is really for that third place, because I think top two is going to be Daniel Williams and Akira Nugent. So the
Mm,
final spot is where the battle really it will unfold.
okay.
I mean, those are two good shows still for 100. But for me, I think it's wide open. Um, that's one race I'm
Okay.
not going to call. I'm afraid to call it. I'm more inclined to the male side based on what I'm seeing. And the male side is not as easy either. I'm inclined
Male side
to
harder
go
than the
with
female side.
it is extremely difficult, but I'm more inclined with a clean race. I'm more inclined to go with Brady. Pachi, and Tyler, based off what I've seen. And I'm a little bit biased towards Elite, so that's why I sneak Tyler in there because I want him to get there.
I have Omar
So
on the
you leave
team.
out Bennett?
I Tyler looks a lot smoother than Bennett this season. For me, I think Tyler edges out Bennett for that spot with a clean race.
I have Omar on the team.
Omar
I didn't even
McLeod.
remember about Omar. I didn't even remember about Omar. I haven't.
I have
Where
Omar.
is Omar training?
Arkansas.
He's at Arkansas.
I
And
mean,
you can't rule him out because him gone
guy
back this way now.
cannot rule out. I didn't even remember about Omar. I cannot rule
Cannot.
him out because Omar is naturally fast, and if he can get back that rhythm and get back to how smooth he was
Yeah,
some years ago,
smoothness. Mm.
it's gonna be that might be a shocker to us, but Omar might come back and win trials if he can get back that rhythm and be smooth over the hurdles. I remember he was very smooth over the hurdles, very quick, and then his race started getting messy. He's going left and right, falling down, etc. And then that started a lot of problems for him. If he can get back to that smoothness that he had, it spells trouble. But
I
it's a
was
good problem to have for Jamaica.
I will see where Levy is taking his time to come back as well.
Levy as well.
Hmm.
Ronald Levy, yeah.
Those are the two races at the trials that well
Every
I have
every if every event are gonna be hot.
I have one in mind that's going to be extremely hot. But I think now we're going back to the point where the sprints will be extremely hot. When I look at the lineup for both the 100 male, the 100 female, the 110 hurdles, the 100 hurdles, fire,
The 200 now
fire,
go hot.
fire, fire. The 200
200 now go
Now
hot.
go hot.
not going to be as hot, but
Both female and male. Now go hot at all.
the
Well,
100,
well, well. For the female, what I will say is that big
Oh,
well,
it a go hot. Tell
Sharika
me.
Sharika won't run.
Sure, you can now go run.
Sharika now go run, but at the same time as well, you still have Kivona, you still have Natalia, and you still have Brenna Liston
Ashanti.
trending in Ashanti. So
Does
but
Alana
I
reach
wouldn't.
her hat in the ring for the 200?
No, no man. I told you I got too hot, man.
For
I actually
Alana?
think that for Alana, yes, I think it's gonna be too hot for her.
So you don't think Alana can run a 22-3?
22-3,
Natalia run that a few days ago.
and I think
Hey,
and I think
we
Kev,
haven't seen
and I think
Alana run
Kevona.
a proper 200 yet, you
I
know.
But the same can be said for Brenna Liston. I've seen her run a 200 meter in a favorable conditions. Because
And Brian, oh my God.
all the fast time she has run as is into a headwind. And the thing about Brenna Liston is that the thing about her coach, is that her coach tends to condition his athletes for major championships. So I expect her to run a U20 record in the 200 meters at NCs. National
I have
U20
listed
record
on
that
the
is.
team. I have listed on the 200 team too. Though I have listed on it. I have Alana with a sneak chance of getting in on that 200 team, but I have Brianna on it for sure.
Hmm.
But it's going to be
Boy.
it's really
Hot.
the 100 that I'm looking for. The 200 is not going to for me. The 200 is not
It
that
now gonna be epic
impressive
because some of the big names now going at that at the top.
because of the big names. But the
Mm.
100 people go ball. So me I say
And
people go
even
ball.
the, and even the 100 as well, you know. The thing about the 100 in terms of the excitement levels for the 100 meters, my greatest concern, oh yes, watch out for Akira Nugent in the 100 meter the 100 meters for trials. I seriously think that she's someone who, if her coach decides her to double at trials in the 100 and the 100-meter hurdles, watch out for Akira Nugent in the 100 meters. But in terms of the 100 meters, no, because I haven't seen from Shelly nor Elaine as yet. The 100 meters is for me shaping up to be a blowout, like a proper
Uh,
blowout. Like
it is
Sherika
going
just
to be a proper.
destroy everybody. Like
It is going to be a blowout.
so, so it is not as competitive as first thought in my
However,
estimate.
Akil, let me tell you what me I think about.
Hmm.
On my paper, I have two spots written down already to go with Shelly's by. One for Sherika Jackson and the other one, and I'm going on a limb and I'm saying this. Probably me are the first person who say it. Me I say this for weeks now. I have one spot for Sherika Jackson. The other spot is Tina Clayton. Everybody else will be
I
hunting
can
for
see
that
that
third
as well.
spot. Everybody else will be fighting for that remaining one spot. And to be honest, it is going to be a toss up because if I have everybody running at their best or close to their best, we have a Alana Reid running a 10-9. We have a Brianna Williams running a 10-9, a Kemba running a 10-9, Natasha running a 10-9. You get what I'm saying? So a whole leap of people in that 100 meters will be fighting for that spot. So the real race is second and third. Sharika can stay up there, so the real race is second and third. I expect Shelly to come and use trials as training
Yeah, I think so too.
to get
I
some
think so
races
too.
out. Probably run a 100 or a 2 100 and then call it quits.
Yeah, she have to get the competitiveness in as well.
Yeah, I expect her to
Yeah,
go in the
that's true.
first round and just look out and run a super fast time and blow out, and then I haven't seen enough of Elaine to say
Yeah.
she will feature. I haven't seen enough of her to say that she will feature. The last time I saw her, she ran 23 something in the 200 and was beaten by, was it Melissa? I think she was beaten by Jefferson in the 200 meters.
He's
And she
Melissa
never looked good at
Jefferson.
all. She didn't look good at all.
I'm not worried. Yeah.
But I need to see her in order
Um,
to make a decision. I'm afraid to talk about Elaine. So let's see what happens at trials.
for me, for me personally, I think the person that I'll be looking keenly this weekend, I'm looking at Kivona because if Kivona performs well this weekend, I think she's gonna make that team in July. So what I mean by well for Kivona, if Kivona is running 10.8 low, like if she's running 10.83 or 10.82, I think 10.82 in the 100 and probably sub 22 in the 200 meters. Like I would pencil her in to meet that team, but because I'm not too sure where she's at, hence why I have my reservations concerning her make the team. But yeah, she's someone who, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking could really have a serious shot in terms of making that Jamaica team.
People, like up the video. Once you're watching, just give the video a thumbs up. Please and thanks. 100 people, only 50 odd likes. Bring it to 100. All right. So yeah, man, that those are some good talks. But let us look at the next performance at the Grand Prix, Noah Lyles lit up the stadium. The fans them love Noah Lyles, you know. The fans them when Noah Lyles was introduced, you know. Pure nice me in the national stadium, you know. Yeah, wonder if is a Jamaican this.
Noah Lyles has that type of personality that he has that fun loving type of personality
Sure,
that
man.
he's a yes, he's a showman. So he will bring energy, he will bring vibes to track and field. And
Exactly.
I think
I don't know
the
people hate
people
him.
they have missed we have track and field fans have really missed that since the retirement of Usain Bolt. And I think a lot of the that's a lot of the reason a lot of well a part of the reason why a lot of people lean towards Shaqiri so much because he
Yeah,
brings that same sort of energy to
energy.
track and field, make it nice. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so happy that Noah came. He did deliver on his promise. He went out on a limb in the interview and said that he's planning to run faster than 19.7, and he
Mm.
delivered.
Yeah, so I them think them want to see in a track and field. Yeah, hey, you see when the
Mm.
boxer them a go fight, the boxer then go up in the front of the people in a them opponent face. And they like the man them want fist it out right there, so you know. So we have to inside some excitement. Remember, I think last week me asked if Diamond League are dead in a brethren. It's the same repetition. It's like no
No little
promotion
vibes,
to
no
say, all
nothing.
right, we are promote a big race, big money race. The athletes them need
And even
for make money. And the promoters them probably
and
not
if
do it the right way.
and if you watch the Diamond League press conferences, same questions over and over and over
Jesus,
again.
jeez. And the athletes they're
Just stop
trying to
watching.
be politically correct, and you know they trying to respect the opponents, and then they try to be the best version of them. And me ready to go run fast. I want all the boy Blake on the track and burn him foot. We now get them
Okay.
vibes from the track and field.
Only Noah. Only
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
no,
Noah
no
came
one
under
does
heavy
start the
criticism
things.
for it.
Hey, I'm gonna be running 9 sub 9 7 19 7. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna put on a show. Noah Lyles
Yeah.
not start them thing there.
But
And
you
them
know he
vibes
was
I want back in the track and field, you know.
No, but
hey
even
Track
coach,
and
Noah
field
Omeniala,
came
dry,
under fire.
virgin. Huh?
Him get fire him come under a lot of fire for a statement he made about Michael Norman. You know?
Oh,
Noah lies a few months ago when a reporter asked him, oh Michael Norman is dropping down to the 100. Do you see that as more competition or he's dropping to the one and the two or Noah lies said it doesn't matter, they're all gonna lose anyway. And he came on a heavy fire for that, you know.
yo, the
Just
man
because he
talk and
said
I love
nice up
that
his
it's like
statement.
it doesn't matter, they're all gonna lose anyway.
That's why I mean,
But e-
that's why Shakiri carry the swing. Shakiri
Yes.
brings some different levels of vibes and controversy to the sport. You understand? And
but
a
even
them thing that nice up
Omeniala,
the thing.
but even
I
Omeniala
hear a friend, I hear a
came
friend that
out
you know.
and
I am Fabian
literally
friend that you know.
Who my friend?
Them
Wrong
man them
African.
Omeniala
Wrong
literally came
African.
out.
hey, right now,
Wrong
Omeniala,
African.
the Africans them no disrespect, but the man I got lactic I got pull him up in the areas.
But the man them not lose no 100-meter race this season and then lose two
Yes,
weekend back
and
to
he got
back.
Two back to
like
back. So you
like
see, Fabian. You see, I talk about. You think that Fred twitching eye? Oh, he could have beat the man again.
Hey, me just know that Fred Chiaro then they am beat oblique, you know. I just that
yeah, but
Oh, he
even
must
f- but even
step
f-
on the accelerator, man.
but even Fred, like even with Fred, like I don't know, Fred is just like not not a fan in the sense that even though he's arrogant in a sense, and that's not a bad way. He's arrogant in terms of understand the fact that he's a world champion, but he doesn't scream. fear. Like when like even though persons are hyping him up, and they make it seem as if, oh, Fred Curley is the fast of the fastest. Like you're comparing to like a Justin Gatlin or a Tyson Gay. When they were in their prime, in their element, like there was just that where so them not gonna lose unless both in the race, of course. But with Fred Curley, whenever you see him race, it's like you ask yourself, but if that you in another racing could have beat him, but if that person in another racing could have beat him, so it's like there's not that there's not that aura of invincibility that that
Yeah,
maybe
him not impressive basically.
exactly.
Yeah, but he's doing what he needs to do to win. I mean,
Yeah, man.
we want, and you see, the sport is about personality, and that's why Usain Bolt was so impactful in track and field, because of his charisma, his personality. Remember, say Michael Green, I did a showman to, the man run fast and go for fire extinguisher and take off in spikes and blow that out. We want to see them thing the back in the tracks, Virgin. Them man, they full of,
Yes.
hey, when Maurice Green and when the big thick one and Sean Crawford and them man, they go at it, and the commentator, them a call them up. P, face movement and body movement, man, them know say, yo, we're there and we come for win and a big up muscle and the man them bring a vibes to the thing.
You remember in 2004 when the Americans clean sweep and they're literally talking,
Yeah.
talking on the finish line. That was disrespectful, but at the same time, it was really fun. If you're being very honest, like it made you it made you want to root for somebody who can finally beat them or break their dominance.
Yeah, Maurice Green. I say Michael Green. And Maurice Green, I say.
Yeah, man.
I the exuberant take over a while ago. But yeah, man. Hey, we want somebody to really come out. Me see one comment in the comment section say the same thing, Akil, go and talk.
Yeah,
Then talk.
no problem. Yeah, man. So that's what I want to see when it comes on the track and field. Like when I think about some of the when I think about some of the persons who left a memorable impression um on me as a youngster growing up in track and field, you would think about Blanka Vlasic. So Blanka Vlasic, whenever she in the high jump, and she would just, she get the crowd going, and it's like you want her for jump, you want her to do well. Another person who, when they did well, is like they pulled the crowd with them, was, I think, Renard Levine, the French pole vaulter. So when the French pole vaulter, when he was in his prime, man, he was so exciting to watch. And it's like everybody is getting so politically correct. Like everybody is just being, very formal. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be formal, because at the end of the day, track and field is a business. It is a professional sport, and it requires the formality. But you want to see something. You want to look at spice, man. You want to see the excitement. So, for example, like when Shakir, when Miss Richardson, had that video, like that video before the Prefontaine race. I know everybody was so excited, and all these things and so forth, and people did well want to see our race and everything and so forth. Like these are the things that that really would bring excitement to the sport. And I think even when you think about that video, um, I personally didn't take it offensive. I don't know why other persons took it offensive, but I just think that she was just, being herself. And I think whatever Nicki Minaj said in the background, it wasn't her saying it, but it's just her, having fun and so forth. But that is what I would love to see. Um, you know, Even when it comes on to, I think Shelly would do it, but Shelly would do it where she would have like different hairstyle, different color hairs, for the respective rounds and so forth. Like these things are exciting. Like, females, females, let's say every race, them have a different, different color here, right? These things are really exciting, when it comes down to track and field. Another athlete who, when them win, you really enjoyed the victory. You're really rooting for them was Lu Zhang. When he win the 110-meter hurdles, and I'm excited, and I'm run up and down and all them something there, like, these are the things that you really want to see when it comes down to track and field. And I'm not gonna say that I'm not going to say that the athletes don't want to show it. I really do believe the athletes want to show it. But I also think that we as a public has a responsibility as well, because we can be very critical and very harsh towards the athletes when they do show personality. When they do show personality, if them lose, it backfire and everybody start laughing for them and all these things. And when these things happen, them not gonna want to do it again, or they're gonna be even if they want to, they're gonna be advised by their agents or whoever, their handlers, not to do it again. So I think we as well as a fan base have the responsibility as well, to encourage or to facilitate, you know athletes being themselves and making the sport exciting. You're back.
Look like you couldn't wait, man.
I could
you,
not.
you're not going well, man. You did not go on well. You did not go on well. uh, Boy, me get a phone call a while ago. John was there. Look pretty, but I guess that's something I come and we're going to see and hear. You understand? So let us see. I don't want to talk about it right now. Anyway, when my phone ringing out, some serious information come to my phone. But let us continue with the show. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so,
man.
yeah, we need the sport to be lifted again, man. We can't bother with the lame thing. Cannot bother with it. You see me, I say? The support or the sport fair again. You see, they match up the like 150 showdown and 100-meter clash. Hey, the big names, them always avoid each other.
No,
you understand?
The thing about it is that, and I can understand the two sides of the conversation. The thing about it is that the athletes have to be paid to run against each other.
Then that me I say, man.
Athletes have to be paid to run against each other. It's not fair to the athletes when you say, okay, you speak to me one away and tell me, you're giving me this money for this race, but then when you release a start list, this other person is in the race, so therefore automatically you're underpaying me based on the level of competition that I have, that is present within the race. Them things that don't sit well. you know and even I was listening to a podcast with Justin Gatlin. Even he was hinting at it as well, that it's more than just athletes dodging and ducking and all these things. When you think of Marcel Jacobs, I don't wrong Marcel Jacobs. It don't make no sense you run against Fred after all this big talk.
Nothing
It
big
doesn't
behind
make
it.
any sense if you run. It doesn't make any sense you're racing when you're not fit, because at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, they won't allow you to they won't give you the room to make such an excuse to say, boy, I can't fit in out, I may never fit in on my back, they're paying me and all them something there. Once you line up, you're ready and raring to go. So I don't wrong him to pull out of those races against Fred, because it don't make any sense to race one of my biggest competitor when I'm not in great shape. But the females break that rule. When them not in a good shape, them still race each other.
Yeah, definitely. And you see the hurdlers, I think Camacho Quinn said the hurdlers are not like the flat sprinters that hide from people. If you notice, the big hurdlers them on the female side and on the male side, always a clash, Look, you have clash with Broadbell and something there already. And those are two of the big names in the sport right now. Camacho and Kenny Harrison clash already. You see me I say? So it and what they need to do probably demand some better payment so it can, you see me? help them going forward. Definitely.
But the thing about is that if one person demand, then everybody will be like, so what about us? And that's the thing when it comes, and that's the thing when it comes down to track and field, like the thing about the thing about track and field is that it is so individualistic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody can be offered something and you don't even know. And it's
Mm-hmm.
probably after you run the race and you kill out yourself, that's when you find out that this person was offered this amount of money. But then when you look, you know why weren't you offered that amount of money? You get me, I say? Even when you look at Alicia Johnson, I don't know the circumstances under which she's not sponsored,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't be surprised if one of the arguments people put to her when she's doing her thing and pitching towards what the companies and the sponsors and so forth. One of the argument they're gonna put forward is that she didn't make a world championship final. So
Mm-hmm.
even if she was top ranked top 10 in the world in her event, the fact that she didn't make the world championship final, they're gonna want to use that against her. You know so I actually commend her for standing firm, and knowing that you know she's worth more than what these companies are offering.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, man. Shakir, big up yourself. All right, so let us segue now into the top juniors matriculating to the pro ranks. Um, Two of our top female junior athletes have signed professional deals. I remember talking about, well, I did a video about Serena Cole. Me get some beating, I said nothing, no gusto and all of them things there. And it was confirmed. And I mean, hear the same noise what did I make. But anyways, that have for next time. But Serena with Nike,
Mhm.
and she's gone to MVP to be conditioned by Vincent Francis, aka Stephen Francis. Is that a good move? Let us discuss that. Before we discuss that, Alana Reid, we understand, link up with Sekou Clark. Yeah, man. Sekou Clark are the boss of boss. Don't ball to me. Ball to God. Ball to Jesus. You understand? I think I him first, me see that pan, from on him TikTok. And it run the internet for a while. So Sekou would have been an athlete. He's now a big time immigration lawyer. And himself and Bigger Thomas, um, that's Dwight. I think they formed this agency that caters to athletes. They have Bloomfield, they have Kenneth Benerick, they have Sidney McLaughlin,
Mhm.
and others. And for them to add Alana Reid to it is a big deal. But it 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 is one of the things that persons might be asking: which apparel will she be going in? Which kit sponsor? We have not heard which one yet, but everybody are got chewing them hot. You understand? And we also hearing that her coach, high school coach, mhm, will be conditioning her. I have no concrete evidence of that, to be honest. But word on the street.
I heard that too.
What say you, gentlemen? Who
I
want
heard
to go
that as
first?
well.
Akil, go ahead now. Talk about the two girls them and say
I was I
if they
was
make.
talking a lot a while ago.
No man. All right, Fabian, go on then.
All right,
All right,
this is
so
my
this is a
yeah.
touchy
Go
topic
on,
in
Fabian.
Jamaica because there are two types of people. There is one set that say education, 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 And then there's one set that said, "Hey, if you're at that level and can go pro, take it. Do it while you're at your best. Don't wait until the start fall." No, there is another set of people who look at what others have done before them. No, for me, it is a lot more complicated than that. No, if you had asked me this, if for instance, if Brianna Liston had gone pro last year, I would not have supported her decision. I supported Brianna's decision to go to school, just as how I am supporting Alana Reid's and Serena Cole's decision to go pro this year because the dynamics are different. And hear me out. Last season, Jamaica basically had the top three sprinters in the world that will always go to the global championships. This season, the dynamics have shifted. Shelley is on the decline. Shelley maybe has on one more major championship after Budapest left in her. She said that she's going to Paris and call it quits. She's on the decline. Elaine hasn't been the same Elaine ever since she left MVP. So that leaves the door wide open for an 11-1 and a 10-9 athlete to maybe
Exactly.
sneak in their name or sneaking in to fill that void that has been created by a Shelley and Fraser Price, who is at the end of her career, and that Elaine Thompson here, who seems to be trying to find her footing with new coaches. So I support this decision from both of them 200 percent. I spoke to you about it the other day, coach, when I saw Alana Reid in Oregon Ducks attire and all of
Mm-hmm.
that, saying she had a verbal commitment, etc. And you told me that she was going pro. I remember you said that she just made a verbal commitment that it is highly possible that she's going pro. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that race in LA was what cemented her
Yeah,
decision,
man. That
running with
yeah.
the big dogs and running a really good time with the big dogs because she's consistently running eleven
Mhm.
one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that means
the fact that she got a lane to what end when you're going to be preparing to go to college. That was when I realized that something in a something.
she is, yes, that was an eye opener for me too. And all the people before want to beat me about college and all and whatever. I'm a big proponent about school and education and all of that. I am a teacher by profession. All right. However, you go to school to get a job to take care of your family. If athletics is your ticket to do that, take it. I support Serena and I support Alana doing this right now at this point in their careers. We're not talking about an 11-3 or even an 11-2 sprinter. We're talking about an 11-1 and a 10-9 sprinter. And Serena has a lot of potential. Serena can go long. Remember, Serena does long jump too. So she has a lot of potential and she's going to the guru. Alana is just pure pace, just non-stop pace. That 10-9, we haven't seen her run a full 200-meter yet. She has been running sparingly over it, just doing enough to win. So I think this is a very good move for both ladies, and I wish them well.
All right. But Fabian, what before Akil comes in, persons will say that because of how ungrateful this sport is, athletics. It's not like a basketball, you sign a mega deal. You still are get it even if you get hurt. With
Mhm.
track and field, once you now produce, it's also depending on the kit sponsorship that you have. If you now produce, especially with that Nike, them a kick you out, you know. If you now go on with Adidas, you know, Puma might spend a little more years with you and have a little bit more faith because they're probably looking down the road. But it is these are these variables that people use to say that better you go school. After you do your first year, you can sign a professional contract and still get an opportunity to go to school. But what people also fail to realize is that signing a professional contract does not mean, or it is not indicative of the fact that they are not going to attend school.
Going to school. Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. School is not going anywhere. They can still attend school
It's
with a
not.
professional contract. Also, you mentioned something about not performing and being kicked off
Mm-hmm.
sponsorship deals. What happens when you go to school and you don't perform? You get kicked out just the same.
Yeah.
So again, it is really up to the person. Now I've spoken to a lot of college athletes, and I'm telling you, being a student athlete is extremely difficult. It is hard. Being a student athlete is extremely hard. And so I am not against somebody who is running 10-9 and decide to go pro, especially in a country where the top three, the persons who are running faster than 10-9, one is on the decline. The other one doesn't look that sharp this year. And we have two more spots up for grabs against a bunch of athletes who are running in and around 11-0, 10-9. I would say grab it with both hands. One world championship can make or break your career. One. And I think this is the one that's what they're looking at.
All right, your
Can
time
I
now,
go?
Akil. Yeah, man, go ahead.
I have a I have a much more soft approach. Um, the thing about is that I honestly believe that it's unreasonable. I think it's unfair to expect 18-year-olds to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. So for me personally, to assess whether or not it's a good decision, yes or no, I don't think it's fair to them. I think
No,
the
but
opportunity presents
hold
itself.
on, Akil. I don't want to miss this
Mhm.
point because you're gonna get back your time. I mean, I
No
don't
problem, man.
believe
Good.
it is actually the 18-year-old alone who made that decision.
I know, I
I
know.
believe her mother, her father, her supporter, her support team around her would have possible possibly think hard and long, look at the pros, look at the cons, and all of these information before making that decision. And also, we have to recognize
Okay.
that her father is a former national
Hmm.
football player for the Reggae Boys. So, them probably say stardom in the blood or sporting prowess in the blood. Why not capitalize on it now? So I don't think it is the 18-year-old alone would have sat down and made that decision. You understand? So I just want to plug that in. Go ahead.
Hmm. No, man, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, man, because I know that there will be other persons involved in terms of the decision making and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said before, even when I'm assessing, both of their decisions to go pro, they're 18. God's willing, because we have to factor in that as well. God's willing, even if they don't study now, they can always study later. you know what I would encourage them to what I would encourage them to consider is that track and field is a global sport. It is a niche sport, and if you play cards right, there is an opportunity to earn in track and field, irrespective of whether or not you're a successful athlete, yes or no. I think when it comes on to athletes going pro, yes, we're happy, or we may have reservations as relates to, you know, whether or not the athlete, if them have one bad season or one injury can end their, track and field career. Track and field is a niche sport. So even if they're not able to, even if they do suffer that injury and they're not able to run as fast as they once did, if they are a student of the sport, if they love the sport, there are other opportunities for them to earn from the sport. They can be a commentator, they can be a host, they can be you know they can probably be a physiotherapist, whatever it may be. So for me personally, I'm happy that they made the decision. I'm happy that they made a decision. I'm happy that that this was a decision that they made because it is just them doing what they love right now, and it's an opportunity for them to do what they love and earn while they are doing it. So that's one of the things I really want them to consider, that track and field is a global sport. It is a niche sport, and yes, there's a possibility of injuries. Yes, there's a possibility of having bad season or the competition rising above your level. But at the end of the day, there is still opportunities for you to play a significant role in that sport. Um, as relates to Alana Reid, I would so love if she could sign for a different if she could sign for a shoe company separate from Puma, separate from Nike, separate from Adidas. Again,
Yeah,
track and
me
field
also.
is a global sport. So
Yeah,
if she could sign for New Balance or Asics, you know, or even Champion, for me personally, I would love, if I had opportunity, or if she's watching this YouTube video, I would love for her to, to appreciate the fact that her reach as an athlete is not limited to Jamaica, that it extends to different areas across the world. And if she can secure a contract with a shoe company that, yes, may not have the greatest reach within, North America, because of Nike and Adidas and Puma stronghold within this region, but she can have but she can have reach in the Asian market, just like what Fred Curley is doing now with A6. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I would more, encourage her to sign a shoe deal with someone who is able to make her more of a global brand than a household name.
okay. But you think those other companies will push that, or you're just thinking outside the box? Because the companies would have had to have the
I
reach, you know.
think I think they would push that, and the thing about that, even if it's a case where the companies would have had to have the reach, right? I think that, for example, um, Fred Curley recently went to Australia to run, and we saw how excited persons were to see Fred Curley run in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
What if Ayana Reid signed with a shoe company that allows her to run in, let's say, for example, no, let's skip with Australia. Let's stick to Australia. So that allows her to run in Australia. She would, for me personally, she would have a, I wouldn't say, yeah, I don't want to say that. But yes, I just think that one of the considerations that should be taken is whether or not the shoe company who should be signing for, if they are, if they're able, if they have the capacity to make her into a global brand and not just limited to North America and Jamaica. That's all I would say.
Okay, so I mean, this discussion is really interesting. You have people who are for school and people who are not for school. But at the end of the day, I mean, sometimes the fans always want the decision to be made that suits them. when you think of it, oftentimes the fans want the decision to suit them. So if you have 113 people on the stream right now, probably 114 will want whatever decision the athletes make or their team makes. It suits them. And at the end of the day, when these athletes are at training, nobody now pass go at training go give them not even a case of water, But yet still they want them to make the decision to please them. I mean, you make decisions in life, sometimes you miss and sometimes it's a hit. Everybody who makes decision, I certainly believe that they will have to deal with whatever comes with those decisions. So, I mean, kudos to the youngsters and their team. Somebody said, one of my colleagues said, they preached to us that education is the key. But it is that very colleague said, apparently somebody has taken the key because education is not the all and be all right now. And when we say education, it is not only, and that is a misrepresentation of education, Fabian. And
I was
Akil.
just gonna chime in on that, because
It
I
it
do believe
Exactly.
education is the key.
it
Because
hold on the
track and
Fabian.
field is
Hold on the Fabian. I mean, when you look at when they say education is the key, they want persons to go to an institution to collect a piece of paper. While Bolt started out at the University of Technology and he may not have to stop because his athletic ability would not allow him to do both. Some people are good enough to do both, but at the same time, you cannot, if you notice the trend of this generation, you can't hold them to just a paper. Why I say education varies is because a man that learns trade and is a very skillful mechanic and he never gone to school, he just watching father or watching uncle. He never gone to institution. You cannot tell that man that he's not educated enough, Fabian. What? He's educated in his field of study. And he might not have gone to a school, a formal setting, so that he'd be able to get a certification. While persons have gone to formal institution and they get their certification and they think they are the all and be all. The man that is the mechanic, him educated too, because him can tell everything about the car. You can't fool him. But if you go do the ACC, whatever, no man can tell you nothing about ACC or accounting. That you study. No one person can be fully educated in all the different fields in this world. That's why me believe say education varies. So if you educated in our field, good to you. I am going to be educated in a field, good for me. And the next person, whether it is formal and informal, it is still education. I mean, I don't know if me I make no sense, but that's my belief. You don't have to agree. Yeah, where do I go say, Fabian?
I was gonna chime in on actually twist your statement, because I do believe education is the key.
Mm.
However, what is education? That is
I
the
think
question.
I think me
So
just
a
explain it.
lot of people, that's yes. So you explain, you go exactly into what I was going into. Now, I had this discussion some years ago when I was in college, when I was going to teachers college. I had this discussion because for me, track and field is education. Track and field is a learned sport. You have to learn something in track and field. So when people say, "Oh, you go to school to get an education," they are out there running on the track. They have to be educated in the sport of track and field in order to do well. You get what I'm saying? So when I say education is the key, a lot of person just narrow it down and say, "Oh, education means getting a piece of paper." Now I don't believe that education is down to a piece of paper. I've traveled a far length and breadth of Jamaica and other parts of the world. And some of the most educated, quote unquote, most educated person that I have met don't have no piece of paper, don't have a piece of paper, and a piece of paper does not say you are educated or you are uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to be less critical of these athletes making decisions and because education is very, very, very broad. And the next time they think that education only involves quote unquote the maths, the sciences, the arts, the business subjects, Google the definition of education. It says nothing about that. Nothing at all about that. So sports is also education. That is why they teach you sports at school. This is no different. That's why you do business subjects at school, you do PE at school. It's still education. So if these athletes want to go pro, don't think that oh education is the key and think that hey sports is not education. It is. So let's all be mindful of that and try to think deeper and just look at education in a broad aspect and not narrow it down to the sciences, the arts, etc. And not everybody is cut out for college. Not every
Exactly. And I'm glad that he mentioned that, because even when you think about an athlete. No, I'm not an athlete. The little sporting experience I have was playing badminton for my high school team. But the thing about is that you learn. So you learn the insides of the sport, right? It's not You learn about the business side of it. You learn about the nutritional side of it. Why it is that you are expected to have this diet, or stick to this diet as relates to your training regimen and all these things. You learn about the rules, and ensuring that you are always on top of things as it relates to the rules. You create connections. So when you go to a world championship, or when you go to a track meet, you meet up with you you meet up with agents. You meet up with sports scientists. You meet up with even camera people, who just take pictures, and you go to track meets and take pictures. Oblique Civil, when he ran in Atlanta, right, at the Atlanta City Games. The interviewer asked him what does he enjoy doing, what does he like to do. He said that he likes to take pictures. After his track and field career, he could easily become a cameraman,
A photographer, what kind of cameraman you talk about? Give the right full name, man.
where you would take pictures of different sporting events, right? And that is no one, as in after everything. If he really likes photography, he can actually do that. After making millions and so forth. But what I'm trying to say is that as I said before, track and field is there's so much in track and field. If you're a ner- if you're a very intelligent person, like for example Gabby Thomas, you know, after your track and field success, you can actually do research as it relates to certain things regarding track and field and so forth. So because of how global and how much of a niche sport it is, like you're always learning, you always have to be keeping up with the times. So even going pro itself is the athlete or the individual educating themselves about the different aspects of the sport. So as I said before, I think I'm happy that they made that decision. I'm happy that that's the decision that they have agreed to. And I want to say something particularly. I said before, I'm speaking from a younger person perspective. The thing about is that when it comes on to track and field, right? it- if it is that an athlete, and I think I think we have to respect the fact that an athlete they may be talented in track and field, but they may not enjoy track and field. And I think, at the end of the day, I honestly do believe that if an individual does not enjoy track and field, and they maybe, and yes, they're talented in it, but I wouldn't encourage them to push along and to persevere, because at the end of the day, um yes, you make a lot of money from track and field, but there is a lot of lows in track and field, and if you don't enjoy track and field when those lows come, it's not gonna treat your mental health. It's not going to treat your mental health too well. So that is just my perspective.
Okay. Yeah, man, and people might share a lot of different ideas and theory behind this topic. This is a very interesting topic. But I just shared what my colleagues said. It's like they took out the key out of education, because you go you go to a university, study for 4 years, some 3, and when you finish, you end up back in the call centers. Although it look like money are making at the call center, because some of the people them from
Money,
the
no.
universities them just hold on them jobs there. You understand? But basically, for me, more so, going to a higher place of learning is basically for you to be trainable. Yeah, that's how we see it. You understand? Everybody might not agree, but it definitely is a situation where when your favorite athlete um makes a decision to go pro on the cusp of their teenage life, you know what I mean? It is on us to just go along with them on the process, because it doesn't matter if you dislike it or you like it. That is not going to change their decision. We have a voice, yes, but sometimes I know everything good feed for talk. It don't make no sense. You go upon them page or them thread and say, why you never go school, why you never, that now go change the decision. Never. If they wanted to hear your voice or see what you type, you would have been a
Waste
part
of
of the
time.
team in decision making. So we have to just support these athletes. Like I said, it might not be the best decision to you, but when they weigh their option, when they look into their situation,
Pros and the cons.
and the way they put it on the scale and look at the pros and the cons and the different variables that they have to contend with. I mean, trust me, this is basically what they will have to live with. How long the decision will take them, whether they have a 10-year lifespan in the sport, whether they have a 5-year lifespan in the sport, it's what they have to live with. And just the nature of life. You understand? So the thing said. So,
Hey, this is a long debate, coach. The
mm,
debate can go on and on and on and on. I said, Doctor Dan disagreed with everything that we're saying. Doctor Dan is a medical doctor.
yeah.
He's a
So,
medical doctor.
mm-hmm.
because he's I don't think he understands what we're saying about education. I think he's still stuck in the whole traditional definition of education, thinking that we're talking about just getting a degree in accounts or in business or getting a medical certificate or something like that. But a lot of times when we talk about education, we disregard sports. I've taught for like 10 years in Jamaica, and a lot of times they just get anybody to teach PE. So that means
That's true.
you see school is there to give you an avenue, to create an avenue for you to get an education so that you can build a life for yourself to take care of your family. What if sports is your avenue to do that? We talk about multiple intelligences, and
Exactly.
a lot of times we are stuck in this old way of teaching a pig to fly, and we don't cater to the needs of every single student that comes in front of us. What if a student comes in front of us there? Because there are so many athletes that I've met who are not necessarily book smart, but they are very intelligent, very, very intelligent. Just because they're not book smart does not mean they are not educated. And I've met a lot of persons who are educated, quote unquote educated, or book smart in one area and can't. And I'm going to use maths as an example. I've met professors who can't do maths. However, we don't ridicule them like how we ridicule a person who has mastered a sport and gone to the highest level in a sport, who have spent hours and hours training, perfecting a skill, but can't do maths. We ridicule that person. So education goes far beyond anything book knowledge, and track and field has to do with books also. So it goes far beyond our traditional definition of education. And I think it's time it's 2023 now. So and I think it's time that we give sports the spotlight that it needs to get, because sports is education.
Yeah. I say some degree education is needed, bro. Look in the music
For
industry.
what?
They always
For what?
say they get robbed.
For what?
You
Why
might
do you
talk about
need
the
a
music
degree?
industry.
The music industry, you still don't. How many persons get robbed in the music industry? And how many people in the music industry actually have a degree at
Mm.
it? You get what I'm saying? I know Sasko has a degree. I know Tifa has a degree. That those are the two that I can say right off the bat. Boom, they have a degree. But a lot don't have a degree and they don't get robbed. And having a degree does not prevent you from getting robbed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what having a
Having a
degree does
degree
not
doesn't
prevent you from getting
have
robbed.
higher degree doesn't deny you an opportunity of higher learning, because when you look at when you look at the athlete, they're going to be they're probably undergoing speech training. So like for example, how to conduct themselves in interviews. I don't do that, when I did my degree at UA, right? So as a pro athlete, you learn different things that are regular degrees in this person who do a regular degree wouldn't learn, right? um so for example, for example, like nutrition, right? I remember one time I have a I it was a friend of a friend. Yes, friend of a friend. So a friend of a friend, they they saw me eating a lot of carbs. Yes, let's put it at that. They saw me eating a lot of carbs, and they literally could break the, much calories that and all them something there, and one bag of something. And this is just a casual conversation. and this person wasn't a nutritionist. This person, is an athlete who, an athlete who probably not so hot in track and field, but because of his involvement in track and field, he would have known about dieting and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So you becoming a pro doesn't deny you of an opportunity, doesn't deny you opportunities of higher learning. And even you look at anti-doping, the fact that athletes have to keep track of whatever it is that they take into their bodies and so forth. Every prescripted item, they have to look at the ingredients to ensure that the active ingredients is not on the bans list and so forth. you know I would consider that to be higher learning. So an athlete becoming a pro, it doesn't deny them an opportunity of higher learning.
Dr. Dunn, the phone is dead. So what I want you to do is just to click on the link, come on to the stream, but you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't wish. So that is another avenue. The phone is dead, and I can't get up to go for the charger because it not gonna make no sense right
Eh,
now.
eh, me phone it up on 5% and I'm saying Dr. Dan comment and me just get up and go for me charger, because Dr. Dan I said something about education, music industry and getting robbed and all of that. But learning about the music industry is a part of the music industry. So learning, getting educated about the music industry, you don't need a degree for that. It's a part of the music industry. I remember, and this is an entertainer that I look up to. Is not a quote unquote big entertainer, but Anthony Clark, Devin the Doctor. For he started out by saying he has one plan A. So he's putting all his eggs in one basket to make sure that he doesn't get distracted and he doesn't fail, because plan A has to work. Two, he took 2 years off from creating music to go learn the business. So again, you don't necessarily need a degree. I know Dr. Dan was saying, Shaggy was saying something of that sort. What Shaggy was actually alluding to was the same thing that David the Doctor did. Spend 2 years to learn and understand the music industry, because it goes far beyond writing a song, writing 8 bars and going to one studio and listen to a rhythm and DJ a song on a rhythm. It is a lot more than that, and that's what he's encouraging the artist to do. Learn about the industry. And again, that is also education.
We have Dr. Dan on. Dr.
Yes,
Dan, plead your
yes,
case.
yes. I gotta defend myself because I think
Yeah.
it's been. I think what I'm trying to say is it's not really understood. But basically, what I'm saying, Fabian, is that like higher education does not mean it has to be a degree. You know what I mean? You gotta have sort of like knowledge about what you're doing. Like for instance, if you're an athlete, right? You want to have some knowledge outside of what your coach tells you to where okay, how to sleep, how to rest, how to eat. All that stuff takes some sort of like studying. All that takes some type of reading. It doesn't have to be okay. I have talent, so I'm just gonna get up and run. Like for you know what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Like for instance, when I brought up the music industry, what I was trying to say is like I saw an interview with Shaggy. Shaggy was saying that the things that he knows now he would have got robbed prior, and that's because like things such as like contract, people who manages money, all those things are education. That's what I'm trying to say. With the higher education, like myself, I have a higher education, right? Because I went to school for several years. That's different, and I do believe that certain degrees are useless, right? Like people who go to school to be like communications. I would never do that. To me, that's useless, right? You can learn to speak on TV. That's why a lot of football players after they retire, they do journalism. That's communications. Like me, I'm gonna do certain degree, like for me, accountancy or medicine, because they're always gonna need those. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that education is the end all be all. I'm just saying like you need to have something to go with your talent, because that education will let you last longer.
But Dr. Dan, in terms of not being able to read contract and all of that, that is where the lawyers come in. So if you are not educated in that, I mean, a lawyer would want to become a dancehall artist. I wouldn't think so. So you need to get is making the right decision. You need to make a right decision in hiring a lawyer that can help you read through the contract
Okay, I
so that
mean,
you'll be able to make a good decision where the contractual agreement is concerned.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. But what I'm saying is that like too often you do hire lawyers who make these decisions who actually end up backstabbing you or rob you because you don't understand certain things, and obviously that's the job they're supposed to do.
So what degree would you need in that situation?
Well,
Because
you
as
don't.
Fabian saying, it's a learning process as you go along, you know.
Yeah, this is true. You don't need so to like for me, right? I'm very big on DIY, which is do it yourself, right? So what I'll do, I'll go and watch YouTube videos, or I'll go and just read certain things to get myself familiarized. Like I don't know anything about mechanic, but like I change my oil by watching YouTube videos. Like those to me, those are little educated things that you can do to further yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Dr. Dan, I have 2 points I want to make. I have one question for you.
Okay.
What constitutes as higher learning?
For me, higher learning is like if you go to like college, got a 4-year degree, then you get a master's degree, or get a PhD, get a doctorate degree. For me, that's higher learning because
So, so you
it's beyond high school, it's beyond elementary.
okay. So, leaving high school and then going in a library and reading books for 2 years, would you consider that higher learning?
If you get something
Because
out of
that is
it,
beyond high school.
if you get something out of it,
Because what I'm trying to understand is I don't want to pin higher learning to college and tag it to college to say higher learning has to be done at college. So that is my first point. My next point is one of the richest men in the world, Elon Musk.
hmm
What type of degree does he have?
I think he dropped out of school. Actually,
How did he go to space?
how did he go to what?
Space.
I have no idea. I just know that he does not have a higher degree. Apparently, he dropped
Okay.
out of school.
So in reality, you don't need a quote unquote degree education.
But that's what
And
I'm
Elon
saying.
Musk has said this, he has said this like 100 times. Like
Hmm.
um he's not an engineer in that way. He knows nothing about space and all of that. He read all those things, and based on your definition, he wouldn't have higher learning because he didn't go to a college to get a degree or a PhD. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
So
So
once
that
you
that's
can read and write and understand certain things, you can think
I'm just
critically.
separating this whole idea that you need to go to college in order to get higher learning because you can learn without going to college.
well, it depends. You can't say that, bro, because you cannot be a doctor without being a college. There's nowhere you cannot. You
No,
cannot.
you can be a doctor without going to college. You just can't be a certified doctor without going to college.
No,
So
no,
you're going to college for a piece of paper. I know a
that's
lot
not
of
true.
mechanics out there who are better than the mechanics
Hmm.
who went to college.
Yeah.
You
But
know what set them
I'm not.
apart? That huge college bill and the piece of paper. And a lot of times, that is why these persons coming out of college can't get no work because they say, "Oh, I need it with 5 years experience."
Fabian, are you really gonna say that you can be a doctor without going to college? What kind of doctor are we
Yes,
talking? How about that?
you can be whatever you want. What's stopping me from reading all the books? Like
Uh,
right now,
I
I
can
am a
agree
I
to
am
that.
a teacher. I am a teacher,
Okay,
right?
okay.
What is stopping me from teaching myself the content that they teach you in college?
How you be? Okay. What is stopping you from teaching from the context? Nothing. You read.
Teaching myself the content
Nothing.
that they teach you in college. Because in
Nothing.
reality, at tertiary level, you are actually teaching yourself because the lecturer is just a facilitator of your learning. So you are basically teaching yourself in college.
That's not necessarily true, Fabian, because
So
there's
you
times.
don't get teaching in college. Your lecturer is just your
That's not true.
facilitator. That is
Fabian,
why
that's not
that
true.
is
Fabian,
why
that's not true. Fabian, that's not true. Fabian, that's not true. Fabian, okay, let me give you an
That's
example.
not
Fabian, what's
not
to the youth?
true.
Fabian,
no,
That's
but
not true.
hey, that's technically what tertiary level education is supposed to
Yeah, it's
be.
no,
Let,
about
Fabian.
facilitating for
let,
real.
let
It's
me.
that's what tertiary
I
level
can
But you
education is
learn some
supposed to
stuff.
be.
You
say
learn some
something.
stuff from your lecturer. Or your professor, or your doctor.
So Fabian, are you
Yes,
facilitating?
Yeah.
You're a teacher, right? You're a teacher. Are you facilitating
yes.
students or are you teaching them? Which one? What are you doing? Facilitating or
I
teaching?
don't teach at the college level.
But it doesn't matter if your teacher is a teacher. It teaches some subjects. So it doesn't matter if
No,
it's a
at the
college
college,
level or not.
all right. So at the college level, college students are a lot more mature. They have a lot. Their metacognition is more developed, so they understand the part that they have to play in their own learning. So that's why
Well,
that is why at college you get a lot more research than you would get in high school or in elementary school. You get
well,
a lot of research paper to write, all of those things in college.
I actually disagree with that on several levels because the brain does not fully develop until you're in your 20s. So that's not true. And some people graduate college by 21, so that's not true. That's number one. Number two, there's
So
kids that.
I didn't say fully developed in a doctor Dan. I said more developed.
But you said they were more developed. Okay. All right,
It
I'll
is
bring.
more. It doesn't have to be. It. I didn't say the brain is fully developed. I said it is more developed. An 18-year-old is has a more developed brain than a 12-year-old. An
Yeah,
18-year-old will understand their role that they have to play in order to get a degree than a 12-year-old.
I've
An
seen.
18-year-old is more inclined to complete an assignment to get a grade than a 12-year-old.
When you're 12 you just became a teenager, so you can't make that comparison. That's not even a comparison. That's 6 years removed. 6 years of development is a lot. At 12 years old, that's not a good comparison, Fabian, at all.
Hence the reason.
So
Hence the
that at
reason
the
why I
point, at the
say
point them I make,
that's
at the
the
point
point
them I
I'm
make.
trying to make.
So okay, so you're saying that the college student is more inclined to do his work versus a high schooler. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily do his work, do it by himself without being motivated by the teacher or being
Okay,
pushed to do it because they understand.
Mm.
okay.
They
Well,
understand that they need this.
Understand the consequences because a different
Yes.
level you're there. So if you not do that, this is going to happen. You're gonna
You
lose
realize,
this
you
and
realize
this.
what I say is more developed. That's why we
That's
talk about
better.
metacognition, That is why I spoke about metacognition,
Hey,
Feel
see a man
improved.
Because
just
that is
talk about bush
important.
doctor right now, One thing bush doctor then we
okay.
are
So
heal
okay.
people.
So
Talk to
Fabian,
we Dr. Dan.
Fabian, here's my pushback on that. Right? You have
Uh-huh.
here. Right? I went to a private school. That I only went 1 year, by the way. But private school you have to pay, so that means I have to do what I have to do. Right? Colleges. In college, I won't say because they're more developed. In college, you pay in tuition, right? So you're obviously not going to waste your money. So some people's going to put their book, somebody's going to work hard. So to me, I don't necessarily say it's because of just the development. It's just that there's money on the line. So it's just not like there's finances. So people are not going to waste their money. That's why a lot of people don't go to school because they can't afford the expensive school. Not that they're not smart. It's not that they're not mature.
But is it your money that you're spending or your parents' money in college at 18?
Let me explain this to you, bro. I had to work and go to school, so it was my
And
money.
every time.
Okay, so your dynamic might be different from a lot of people's dynamic.
But that's the thing. In the US, there's only 3% that's rich. So I'm talking from the US system. So majority of people in the US is on scholarship, is on loans. That's why everybody's going crazy because they want Biden to wipe out student loans because majority of people in the US system go to school on loans. It's a small
Yeah, that
amount.
much that much I know that a lot of people go to school on loans. But
Okay.
again, you're still straying from the point about college, and you don't need to go to college to get higher education. That's just me.
I mean, again, my definition, and I've
Um,
had this conversation with multiple people. Wait, CD, aren't you like a teacher?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
he's a teacher also.
so what's your take on this what do you take on higher education? Because I said this. Okay,
But I gave my take already.
my
I am
point
the
is
first one who gave my take,
it's probably it's
Let
probably
me
a
let
little
me
bit
re-
longer.
let me restate.
Okay.
All right. For me, people stating that the athletes should go to school. They should be educated. And I said that education varies because it's not only the person who goes to an institution that they collect a piece of paper that is the only person that is educated. Because someone who the bush doctor, as somebody post there, the bush doctor didn't go to school to learn anything about all these medicinal practices, to put things together, to put that together, to formulate a prescription to to treat some sort of illnesses. No, they never go to school or a higher education. They probably learn science in a primary school, high school, and decide say, yo, me now go to tertiary institution, you know. But the fact is that education is important, but don't put education solely on the persons who went to the institution of higher learning to collect a piece of paper. Many people go to those institutions and just collect the paper and then have no sense. That's my take on it.
I
Akil, you know, we're not talking about the thing
I
that
disagree
tonight.
that I disagree that's
Yeah, man, you can
no, that's okay,
disagree.
man. I disagree that persons can go to university and not have any sense. I disagree with that.
You disagree with that?
Why I
Hey,
say I
hold on,
disagree with
Akil. Hold on,
I
before you say
disagree with
this,
that.
why? Hey, you have
Why?
people who got university now, Akil. I remember say most times you get group work, you know. People do work for people, you know, Akil. People leave, I don't know where they study, you know, Akil. People buy degrees, you know, Akil. Oh,
People get work handed down from
And
your
I don't
seniors.
I know
oh,
you know
Actually, you
and
know
I
the thing,
oh.
and I
you got you know the
And when we
thing.
don't
say not no
dispute
sense,
that.
them not no sense,
I
not the
don't you know
subject
I
matter that
I
they
don't
they
dispute
went
that.
to study.
That is a better
Yo,
that
CD,
is a
I do
better
not
statement to
listen.
me.
I agree with
But to
you. I
say
do
that
not
they have
dispute
no
that.
sense in general,
No,
I
it's not a
disagree with that.
general nonsense. No, it's sense in the area that they studied.
Okay, so
Yes, that's a better. But
coach,
another thing I
what I'm
want, yeah,
oh, go ahead, Akil.
another thing I wanted to ask, well, another thing I want to say is that so coaches can get they can get certifications from FIFA certifications, IAA certifications without going to school or going to a university, and those certifications are higher learning. So in that regard, you don't necessarily need to go to a university to get a higher education. So
And
I
that's the point I
agree
was
with that.
making.
However,
Mm-hmm.
what what I will say to what I will say to young man's point is that higher learning is yes, it involves us reading and yes, it involves a lot of reading, but at the end of the day, the lecturers, they do play their part in imparting whatever knowledge that they have learned on the subject matter or learned concerning the field. They impart that knowledge to you, right? At the end of the day, when you're reading textbook, it's really the writers of that textbook imparting their knowledge to you. So to say that, oh, somebody can just, by the way, is a madman that would read would much information in medicine, read medicine and I go medical school. And with regards to the bush doctors them, the problem that I have with the bush doctors them is that are the bush doctors, I'm not saying that they're not aware of drug interactions, how drugs or medicinal herbs would affect person. Most of their knowledge would come by trial and error. Then probably would give this person a particular thing, and they had an adverse reaction to it and stuff like that. Versus when you would have learned it at a university, when you'd have learned it at a university, you would have learned about those drug interactions as a result of an experience that would have taken place long ago. So that experience would have set the precedent for the information that you're learning now. So yes, you do need to go to you do need to go to university in order to be one doctor. But yes,
What
but
did you
that is,
study,
yeah,
Akil?
that is my point.
Wait,
Akil,
actually,
what did
I
you
did
wait,
study?
biochemistry.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I
Man, this
did
he's a
guy
This
madman.
biochemistry.
nigga saw something like that, you know. Once you mention the whole
yeah,
reaction and
CD
everything.
biochemistry is difficult, man. Biochemistry is difficult.
But that's why I ask
I
you, you
did
know. That's
I
why
did
I ask you.
biochemistry.
Coach, you must be defending science
I did
field now.
Then that
accounting
they say,
minor. So
in different science
I
field,
did an
but that
accounting minor. But even
Okay,
See,
accounting,
okay.
but CD, you have an
Yes.
accounting
but
degree.
even in
That's
accounting,
difficult.
you can't learn that on your
Yeah.
own.
Huh?
CD, you have an accounting degree. That's difficult. You can't do that on your own. You have to. That's difficult.
Yeah.
So
But
everything is
I'm
difficult
saying,
though.
that, and I still stick to my point. Some do not bash someone that did not get a certificate at a university, at a
Yes,
college, that they are not educated.
right.
yeah, I agree with that.
Because I believe
That
everybody is educated in their own way. So education is not hinged on you having that piece of paper where you go to
piece of
the
paper.
graduation ceremony and collect. Because if you are a biochemist, I am a scientist, Fabian is a herbalist, and Dr. Dan is a brain surgeon. Four of us are educated in what? Four different things that a while ago. And if you
Yes,
check the comment section, and those that are viewing are educated as well. But not all persons would have gone to an institution of higher learning. So I want equity to be across the floor when you look at education. You're not more educated than me. The doctor is not more educated than the accountant. The accountant is
or the
much
mechanic.
more educated than the mechanic,
Yes,
because the mechanic are handle him field, and him know everything in him field. Him can give you the whatever in him field. Now the doctor can give whatever in him field. The accountant can talk him field too. So those are educated. I mean, because of you were trained, you can learn other things, but you weren't taught going through a situation where you go through a 4 year learning situation. So that means I say, me no want nobody because the man of him mechanic shop, and him a running business, and him have better business practices than the man who go to school to learn business too. Check it. Anyways, people, we have reached the end of the show. We are 12 minutes over. Big up to Akil, big up to Dr. Dan, big up to Fabian. May I give you 1 minute to give your closing statement? Starting with Akil.
Um, yes. So good night, everyone. I hope you had a. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. Yes. And may God be with you.
All right. Fabian.
oh, me never hear now. Me never. Me just stuck a read some comment. All right, bless up again. Thanks for coming. Um, look out for the different track meets that are coming up. Really enjoy this information, this discussion tonight. As you all know, I'm a teacher, so I really love this part of the discussion. We might have to do this for another night where we just discuss this alone. Also, support our athletes. And remember, our athletes don't make the decision to suit us because we don't make decisions to suit our neighbors. An athlete will make a decision that is best for them and their family. So support their decision. Don't be upset if they don't do what you would do if you were in their shoes. And the reality is we're not in their shoes. So let's just support our athletes and whatever decision that they make. That's my two piece. God bless. I'll big up Dr. Dan for coming on.
Yeah,
We never
man.
afraid him come in and him making points. So big up and I
Industry
really
like RDD.
yes, I like the dialogue, and we can knock doctor down, because mechanic and doctors are the same thing, but that's a discussion for another night.
A true. Anyway, Dr. Dan, you are close the show.
Yeah. I listen. Thanks for having me. I really do think that for me, I think this thing that education is important for me because obviously I grew up poor, so education was the way out for me. There were times when I went to bed without eating, so I know that. So that's why I always push the education boundary. As Fabian said, if you have the talent, use it. You know, go ahead, make the money, help your family, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to eat. However, I just think that having some form of education, knowledge, other than your skill, other than your talent, is important because at the end of the day, as we get older, we're not as talented as we anymore because the body gets shut down. So that's all it is. And one thing I want to state: NCAA's is this weekend. Shawnee Jackson, she ran a 10.89. The high school girl, she's going to Arkansas. That's Brashawn Jackson's daughter. She's doing really good. She's just committed to Arkansas, so keep an eye on her. So she's doing really well.
Yeah, man. All right, big up yourself, Dr. Dan. Big up Akil again. Big up to Fabian. Thank you very much. People ain't run off for a show because we got an education and sports ain't come for here, but it has a part to play on the show because two youngsters made a decision to go pro. And of course, many people might think that they are not going to be going to school, you know what I mean? But they very well might. And that is a part of the pro life. So thank you again for tuning in, people. Hopefully we can do another show, or we can do a preview of Diamond League. We can talk about the NCAA. There's so many things to do. But bless up yourself, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay safe. Until next time. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.